Hello everyone, my name is Beansprout, and today I want to talk to you about a game that I've been meaning to cover for a very long time now, but just haven't had the time to make a video on it. Now this game is probably one of my favourite games in the indie FPS scene at the moment, and I really wanted to talk about it on the channel because I think it's something my audience would really enjoy. But what game is it, you ask? Well, that's exactly what I'm about to tell you. And now you may have heard of it, you may not have heard of it, but this game I'm going to be talking about is Turbo Overkill. This is probably one of the coolest games I've played as of recent, and it's really impressed me. If you're a fan of games such as Doom, Quake, Overkill, and many other FPS games like that, then you'll probably enjoy this game a lot, as it's very fast paced, just like the games I previously mentioned. The movement of the game is probably one of the biggest highlights of the game, and it's something that got me very much addicted to playing it. This is because it includes wall running, bouncing off the walls, a long air time after you jump, man cannons, and of course, the best feature in the entire game. You wait for it, you just wait, you're gonna love this. You have a chainsaw for a leg. Yeah, a chainsaw for a leg. Think about how cool that is. The chainsaw leg is used for killing smaller enemies and dealing a small amount of damage to bigger enemies, but the main thing that makes it such a great addition to the game, aside from just being really cool, is how it adds to the movement, and how you traverse the world of the game. The chainsaw gives you a short boost forward when you use it, and naturally, I assume, most players would have started using this to their advantage when moving around the map. This boost forward lets you kind of bunny hop around the world, and doing this to get around faster is honestly a lot of fun, and plus it just looks really cool. Especially if you're in a bigger fight and you take out smaller enemies just by sliding over them while you're shooting at something bigger. Oh, and speaking of shooting, let's talk about the weapons, because the weapons in this game are really good. The weapons all feel great to use and are very impactful when shooting enemies with them, which I think should be the norm for every game that is first-person shooter. Nearly all of the weapons in the game have alternate fire modes, giving more life and diversity to the gameplay. And weapons like the pistol and arm cannon make you think about what you're going to do with big crowds of enemies, as you can bash them together and take out large amounts of them with one shot. Or, like I mentioned earlier, you can just roll through them with the chainsaw leg. And thinking about your options in this game is something that I very much like. You can also quick swap like the newer Doom games, but this is really just an option and it isn't something that's totally necessary. It's never usually necessary in most games, but in this game it's just meh. It's mid. Yeah, we'll go with that, it's mid. The game also just looks really good as well. I'm really impressed with the lighting and especially the rain effects, because for this being an indie game, it's honestly one of the nicest looking games I've played this year. You can clearly tell a lot of work went into the visuals to make sure that the game felt and looked fun to look at. And the way the world looks is also something that helps it stand out against a lot of other games in this scene, that sometimes just end up blending together and all looking the same, as opposed to differentiating themselves from each other, which is really a shame because a lot of these games are very, very good. But yeah, that's why you should play Turbo Overkill. It's a very well crafted fun time and I very much recommend it to everyone who's into these types of games. I will leave a link to the Steam store page in the description and the pinned comment. Unfortunately the game isn't on console yet, I don't think. Don't quote me on that, it may or may not be on Switch, I'm not sure. And if it is, well, you can correct me in the comments. And while you're there, if you have played Turbo Overkill, then I'd recommend letting me know what you think of the game. Along with that, I would also greatly appreciate you giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel, as it helps push this video out to more people who may end up enjoying this game. I do also have a Discord server, which I highly recommend joining if you haven't already, and if you want to further support the channel, then I'd recommend checking out the merch store and maybe getting yourself some merch, as this allows me to fund more videos like this through buying the games. I do also have a Twitter as well, so you could go and follow that as well. But other than that, that's all I have to say today, so thank you for watching, and as always, have a nice day.